Oh, you're just under 5.
Hey guys, welcome back. Today is one of my favourite days of the entire season. Today is pumpkin picking day. We are leaving, honestly, very shortly to go pumpkin picking and I'm so excited. We're actually going with some friends this year as well, and every single year that Cameron and I go, we're like the only people there that don't have children. And I mean, we don't mind at all, like we love it so much, but this year we're going with friends that have children, so I feel like we'll fit in more. But we're gonna go pumpkin picking. Obviously I'm gonna take you with me. Hopefully we'll find some good ones, and then when we get a little bit closer to Halloween, we can actually carve them. Later this week, I also wanna make some Halloween treats. I have seen some such fun ideas just on Instagram and TikTok and things, and I really want to have a go at recreating those in prep. But to be honest, it doesn't even need to be in prep. I feel like at any point now, we're in the middle of October, we can make Halloweeny treats from now, and they look really fun. I feel like we should all be making them and then just having like a plate of Halloween themed treats out in our house for the next couple of weeks. But before we head out, I want to take you through some of my favorite like skincare beauty products at the moment. I don't know if anyone else has this too, but there is something about this time of year specifically when I feel like everything just starts to go a little bit downhill. I get so dry, like my skin gets dry, my hair gets dry. So I wanted to show you some of my favorite products, most of which do have like a bit of a focus on hydration. So it is probably more for like my dry skin girlies. But to be honest, I do use these products all year round as well. They're kind of just my holy grail products across the board. So let's start with skin and body, and then we'll do hair after that. And I'll just quick fire you through the stuff that I think is the best of the best. Okay, starting with a product that you might not prioritize enough in your bathroom products, and that is deodorant. For anyone that's been here for a while, you know that Wild is the only deodorant I use. It's been the only deodorant that I've used for years, and specifically for any of my dry skin girlies, there is something magic in the Wild deodorant formula. It is so hydrating. When I switched from my previous deodorants, whatever nasties they had in them, Wild has no parabens, no sulfates, no aluminium, like none of the nasty stuff. And my skin went from being very sore, very red, kind of itchy, just not very nice, to being super smooth. I am partnering with Wild on this part of the video. Wild is actually my longest standing brand partner. I love them so much. It's the only deodorant I use, so it's a really easy brand to work with time and time again. And guys, they have a new case. Look at this limited edition Cath Kidston marble ditzy case. I think this is such a cute colorway. For anybody that hasn't heard about Wild, never heard of them before, Wild are working super hard to try and reduce the amount of plastic waste that we have within our bathroom products. If you think about how many bathroom products are single-use plastic that you throw away time and time again, it does kind of blow your mind. So all of Wild's deodorants are refillable. This is also a new limited edition scent, Wildflower Bloom. It smells so good. I don't need to go on and on about how good the Wild deodorant smells, but all of their scents are incredible. I feel like I've tried them all. One of my favorites from the standard range is the coconut and vanilla. Obsessed with that one. But all the limited edition ones are always so fun. Oh, that smells so lovely. It's also a natural deodorant that actually works and has been scientifically proven to give you 24-hour protection. To swap out your refillable cases, you pop the base out like I just did, pop your deodorant on, slip it back in, and then wind it up. And there you have it. And I think this colorway is so cute. Oh, also, I don't think I've mentioned this before, but they now also have roll-ons as well. So if you prefer roll-on to stick deodorant, then you can also get Wild deodorant in a roll-on form now as well. The stick deodorant is the one that I've been using the longest, and like I said, so hydrating. If you want to give Wild a try, then they've given me a discount code for you guys. If you use code Ellen2025, that will get you 20% off. You can also scan the QR code on screen. I'll also make sure to pop the links in the description box as well. As always, thank you so much to Wild for working with me on this part of the video. Always love partnering with you guys. So that's deodorant, if you're looking for like a super hydrating deodorant. Next, skin. I find that as soon as my skin gets really dry, it then starts breaking out, which there is some science in that if you like dry skin then leads to breakouts, and then you're in this mess, which I often end up in, of like combination skin where you've then got obviously like oily spots but your skin is dry, mess. So it's my like holy grail of products that I find really helps me. First up in my routine would be face wash. I actually don't have a face wash here to show you. I love a La Roche-Posay face wash. I personally think that face wash doesn't matter too much as long as you're not using one that has horrible harsh chemicals in it. Use something quite gentle. And then the face wash step, I think you don't need to do anything. Don't think you need to spend crazy money on that step. Simple cleansing face wash. Then next step is exfoliation. I really do love this stuff. This is the Paula's Choice Exfoliate, the 2% BHA liquid exfoliant. I like obsessed. I will use this every other day. If my skin is really dry and kind of feels sore, I'll skip this for a few days, but this keeps my breakouts and my skin texture, especially like if you're someone that struggles with like just having like bumpy skin, just bad skin texture, which I have very large pores. And this is just, as soon as I run out of this, which I have at the moment, I'm waiting for my next one to come, I really notice the difference. Then this stuff I will use any time of day, any part of my routine, any part of my makeup routine. I will just spritz this stuff at any point when I feel like I'm suffering breakouts. And that is the Clinique Soothe Skin Purifier. I don't feel like nearly enough people either know about this or talk about this. I've been using this for years. I saw a dermatologist who recommended this to people that suffer with acne, and it's basically just like antibacterial. 7 benefits in one. It's like super anti-inflammatory, it's hypoallergenic, it's suitable for all skin types. If you've got really sensitive skin, this will be good for you. Just spritz all over your face. Like I said, you can do it after makeup, before makeup, after skincare, before skincare. It's just antibacterial, anti-inflammatory, and I find really just like calms my skin down when it's not very happy. Serums, my favorite one for this time of year is the, I can never say this, Resveratrol Lift. It's another Caudalie, and it's like a firming cream, but I also find the formula very hydrating, and I skip like any vitamin C kind of serums at this time of year, but this I love. And then onto moisturizer, I've got a few different ones. As you can tell, I love Caudalie. My favorite moisturizer is the Caudalie Cashmere Cream. It is the best, like it is the best. However, I get through it too quickly and I can't justify the price point to just churn through tubs of that stuff. So there are other products that I have that is half the price, is the Vino Hydra, and I also find this super hydrating. You can tell this is also like completely empty. I'm waiting. Hopefully some more is gonna literally arrive today, or I'm gonna need to go to the shops. But the Vino Hydra is really nice. It's half the price of the Cashmere Cream and is still lovely. It's not as nice, but it is lovely, and this is the one now that I use daily all the time. And then finally, for when your skin is feeling really dry, like it needs a proper drink and it's sore and you want something maybe to put on overnight as like a little bit of a mask, this stuff is La Roche-Posay Nutric Intense Riche. This is the stuff. It is thick, but if I like put like, if I slather this on where I've got like I always get patches of dry skin, especially around my chin and then my makeup cakes, if I start to get those little patches of dry skin on my face, slather this on before you go to bed, you'll wake up in the morning, it's gone. Or it's like, I was gonna say it's like night and day. It is like night and day. You put it on at night, you wake up in the day and it's a completely different situation. This stuff is great for like a proper drink. Okay, that is all my skincare stuff. And then very quickly, hair. If you suffer with drier hair or frizzy hair, again, I find this time of year, my hair gets much frizzier for 2 reasons. One, again, I think it's like colder weather just makes your hair like a bit like brittle. But 2, I think coming off the back of summer where you've had sun damage, you've potentially, if you've been lucky, you've had chlorine and seawater. If you dye your hair, sometimes you end up going a little bit lighter, you bleach your hair a little bit. I just think summer's quite a damaging time for hair. Coming into autumn, I always feel like it needs some extra TLC. So first up, protectant is what it needs. I can highly recommend the Bumble and Bumble Hairdresser's Invisible Oil, which is basically a heat protectant. This I have nearly finished, as you can see, like it's nearly empty, and I can definitely recommend it because I've been using it and I love it. However, this, Pureology actually very kindly sent me this. I'm obsessed with it. I think this is my new favorite. It's the Color Fanatic 21 benefits in one. It's a multitasking leave-in spray, and I basically, as soon as I have towel dried my hair after having washed it, I'll just give my hair like a really good spritz of this before I then dry it. And it has like 8 priming benefits, a whole chunk of protection benefits, and then like perfection, like smoothing and silkinessing and sealing in hair cuticles. This thing just seems to do it all. So whilst I can recommend this because I've used it the most in the past, I think this is my new fave, and that extends beyond because Pureology is my favorite hair care brand. I exclusively use the Pureology Hydrate range for my hair. It makes your hair feel so beautiful. I have seen, so my hairdresser actually recommended this to me. He did say that some people don't like the purple one, the Hydrate one, because the conditioner has quite a strong peppermint scent, which it does. And I've definitely recommended this before and maybe not given that caveat. I personally love the peppermint scent. Who wouldn't want to go around smelling like peppermint? And when you're doing it, it feels very luxurious. But apparently some people really don't like that. So if you don't like peppermint, then maybe don't use this color. But Pureology have lots of other ones. Like they've got a blue bottle that's I think for strength, but the Hydrate one, your hair will be so much healthier and just lovely if you use the shampoo. And then in terms of styling, I use the Dyson Airwrap when I want like non-frizzy, silky smooth hair. I try to use the Dyson Airwrap every single time. I do have like, I think it's just like a Babyliss hairdryer, which if I'm in a rush, you'll always be able to tell the difference between when I've used my Airwrap and when I've used my hairdryer. Whenever my hair is looking frizzy, it means I've used the hairdryer and not the Airwrap. The contrast is crazy, but my Airwrap is dying. I think it's gonna stop working soon, so I'm trying not to use it too obsessively. I'm trying to pick and choose when I use it. Anyway, those are all of my hydration friendly products that I really recommend. I will link all of these products on my LTK, so I'll put a link in the description box so you can click to and just access all of these products in case you want to try them. Other than that though, I think that is literally like bang on time that look at that, perfect timing. Guys, let's go pumpkin picking. I think we might go via a Gales. Cameron is a little bit worse for wear today. He went out last night. There was a South Africa game on and South Africa won. And so he was a few beers down by the time he came home last night. So I think he's feeling a little worse for wear and he wants a nice chai from Gales to just make him feel good, you know? So I think we might go via Gales to get some treats to take to the pumpkin patch. Let's go find ourselves a pumpkin. Oh, and then later on this afternoon, we're going for a roast, our first roast of the season. It's gonna be such a good day. Okay, right. Let's go pumpkin picking. Oh, you're quite tall. You're just under 6 foot. Just under 6 foot pumpkins.
Oh, you're just under 5.
I can't be just under 5.
You are, you're just under the 5.
I'm not. I'm just taller than you. Yeah, he's nice. Can we keep him?
Yeah, he looks awesome.
Ring. The ring? Go and ring it.
Green and orange.
Yeah. That one.
You blocked it!
Wow. so close. Look, that was gonna win me. No, you couldn't, it was my go. That was gonna win me in 2 directions. But you snuck up on me. Pumpkin picking all done. We've literally come home. Oh, my eyes are watering. It's so windy today, so you probably can't really hear me, but we got back from pumpkin picking, pretty much just got home, left the car, and then have come on a lovely walk. Cameron's brother and his girlfriend are actually visiting from South Africa. I can't remember if I said that, I don't think I did, but they're visiting from South Africa for the week. So this is our first proper day with them, hanging out. So we're taking them for their first English pub roast of their trip. So on a walk now. It's so lovely out today. Like I said, it's so windy. My eyes are watering non-stop, but the weather's so nice. We picked some lovely pumpkins. I'll haul the pumpkins for you either later this afternoon, or I might be in a bit of a food coma after the roast. So maybe I'll show you the pumpkins tomorrow. And I am so, oh my gosh, my eyes. I'm so ready for my first roast. I hope they have a good veggie option. This pub usually does. It's one of our faves. But yeah, this is like my dream autumn weather. The sun's kind of shining. There's a wind blowing. I'm in a jumper, but nothing else. Perfect. So I'm sorry if you can hear that, but it's time for a pumpkin haul. So we had the loveliest day. It was very successful. We have 3 pumpkins, all of different sizes. This is the medium pumpkin. I mean, I don't know about you, but isn't this just the most perfect? The perfect medium pumpkin. Livy, the baby that we were with, got obsessed with like the little tips on each of the pumpkins, and she personally selected this one. So medium pumpkin, teeny pumpkin. Cameron chose this one. I think this one is then like technically a squash instead of a pumpkin, but Cameron chose this one. He also liked the twiggly top. Very cute. This one is more decorative. Well, both of these two are decorative really. And then the one that I chose is kind of a bit redundant now, but I'll explain that in a second. The one that I chose is this one, which is absolutely huge and undoubtedly the biggest pumpkin we've ever bought, because in my mind, this is actually so heavy, because in my mind, I was gonna, like, this was such a good one for like carving something epic in the front bit, because the surface area, I mean, look at that, that's like a flat front, that's so like perfect to be able to carve. Before, Cameron was like kind of saying something more about pumpkin patch, and I don't know why, it just like wasn't clocking with me, like I just wasn't registering what he was saying. But we're not gonna be here for Halloween, so I can't, well I can put this out front, but then people will be knocking on the door thinking that they can trick or treat, and they can't because we're not going to be here. So that is very sad. We're actually away Halloween weekend, and it's so much fun. Halloween is actually on a weekend. I think it's on a Friday night, which means that you'll probably have so much more like luck with getting children coming around to trick or treat, and I love trick or treaters. So I don't know, I think maybe I'll still carve it because I want to, and otherwise, like, what am I going to do with this giant pumpkin? We got home and Cameron was like, yeah, but you know we can't do the trick-or-treaters, and I was like, what do you mean? Anyway, he'd been trying to say it the whole time, somehow it just wasn't registering. So we have a giant pumpkin. I think I'm going to carve it, and then maybe I'll drive it over to my parents or something, and then they can put it out the front of their house so that it still like has its moment. Anyway, that is the pumpkin haul. I'll insert a little clip of them all just sitting here like this because it's so cute. Look at them all in a row. Oh, I love them. So that is the loot. Now we're gonna do some Halloween baking. This is hopefully going to be very easy and very fun and is good inspo for you. You either wanted to make some Halloween treats with children. These recipes are like so child friendly, or if you just happen to have like a free evening, I think a nice little self-care evening, like pour yourself a glass of wine and just like make yourself some little Halloween treats. Like I think if I was here for Halloween and like I had a night alone, like to me that's my perfect evening. Just like making some fun seasonal themed treats. I don't have a hair clip, so sunglasses are gonna do the job. My biscuit supplies, or just like my baking supplies, to try and see what I have that I could use for the ideas that I have so far. I have a lot of Christmas themed cookie cutters. We have a little snowman. We have a little Rudolph. We've got a bell. We have a little Christmas tree. Oh, look how cute this little tiny flower is. And then I actually have a whole box of Easter themed ones. I've got 3 different slices of eggs and a carrot and a little bunny. Look at the bunny. Look at the bunny. And I've got a flower. Do I have any that are Halloweeny? No, I do not. However, I am thinking, it's quite small, but I'm thinking I can probably turn the gingerbread man from the Christmas set into a skeleton, and then I can just use a glass. This is a Halloween treats with what you already have in the pantry inspo, because I don't have a lot. Although, what I did find, all of these things I've been baking recently, using sandwich bags and snipping the end off, turns out I actually do have an entire box of piping bags, and I have like all the nozzles as well. Just, they were all in my little random box of stuff, so there you go. I didn't need to have been using the sandwich bags, and they worked perfectly fine. Like I said, I don't have any food colouring or like icing sugar of different colours, so we're going to be somewhat limited. I do need to find something though to make the eyes out of, because I want to put little eyes on a couple of maybe all of them, on the biscuits, and I don't have any eyes. So I'm like wondering what I could make eyes out of. Like I could do like a little cluster of chia seeds that might look a bit like almost like spiders, like little twinkly beady eyes, but like not great. This is like the treats basket. Ooh, we've got some Aero peppermint, like they're green. I don't know, I could use those for something. We have a lot of bars of the Lindt 70% because I use this chocolate for everything. It's my favorite. I could probably cut these into little eyes. Again, not ideal though. I don't know what I need. I need like little, like chocolate chips would have been perfect. I could have easily turned those into eyes. But I might as well get some of the stuff that I need. This pantry needs a reorganise so badly. Okay, some other options. I have found these little milk chocolate mini jazzies, which are like little tiny chocolate sprinkles, which I could, like they're colourful on this side, but I could just flip them around and use them as little brown eyes that way up. I think that could work quite well. Also found a jar of cacao nibs, so could potentially use like a little nib as an eye. They're not very like round, they're very jagged chips. Coffee beans, could potentially do a little coffee bean as an eye. Or raisins, also very dark, like the blackest that I've got. Anyway, we are gonna see what we come up with, but I know it's gonna be good. So here we go, Halloween treat baking. Let's get experimental, it's gonna be fun. I know we're still a couple of weeks away, but happy Halloween, everyone. Let's get baking. Just realized, what am I doing? Why have I not got my autumnal apron on? Okay, much better. Let's resume. I've obviously got an autumnal spooky audiobook in whilst I bake, of course. It's about serial killers and it's really good. few hours later, I don't know why this lighting is so crazy. I literally look properly orange. It is very late now and it's dark. And I'm gonna sit down to do some more icing. But this is so fun. The biscuits were the easiest thing ever to make. The icing is like less easy for the ones that I chose to do the little skeletons on. This was my first skeleton attempt and like his eyes all ended up being like squished together and like that didn't work. And then my second attempt was a little bit, oh my gosh, don't squish it. My second attempt was a little bit better, but still the eyes got all a bit whatever. And then my third attempt is my best one yet, but the ribs on this side got all a bit squished together. So these ones require like a very steady hand. And I think my icing was like a tiny bit too runny. So because I've now like made dinner and everything, it's like thickened a little bit more. So I'm now gonna go in for round 2 of decorating my biscuits, but this is so much fun. I'm having the best time. And I can't wait to show you what like these ones are gonna become. For now, I've just been like putting the eyes on, and in the end, I went for the cacao nibs for the little pupils. So I've been putting the eyes on all of the circles. That's now all done. And now I'm gonna turn them into the creatures that I plan to turn them into. There's like so many other Halloween-y options I could have done. I like collected loads on Pinterest. It looks like, I mean, I've been in a bit of a trance doing it all. I find baking like this so meditative, if that's a word. So I've just been listening to my book and just doing it, so I didn't really plan it enough because there's actually like 4 or 5 creatures I wanted to make, and apparently we're only making 2, the skeletons and what these are gonna be. But anyway, I'm fine with that. I'm gonna show you what they are in a bit, maybe tomorrow. It's honestly quite late and I'm just gonna sit here and just like do it. Maybe I'll put on some TV, but honestly this is a dream way for me to spend an evening, so I'm gonna get icing again for my round 2, and I'll see you in the morning.
The stars come to shine when it's dark from so far away. Show us where we are. What makes the sun go to sleep every night, and what's it dreaming of? I wonder. How come the sky sometimes hides behind the clouds? Maybe it's just like me, a little bit scared of heights. Why does the rain always keep on pouring down when it's grey outside? It really makes me wonder.
Good morning. I've got a black coffee today, so I don't know what's wrong with me. This is one of those scenarios where you'd say, oh, if I ever order just like a plain black coffee, like basically just a shot of espresso or a slightly watery shot of espresso, like a little Americano, I would say to my friends and family, if I ever order that, like I've been abducted, like something's wrong. But here we go, apparently I'm just going straight for the strong stuff today. It is actually a couple of days since I made the cookies, but of course there are some left because I made hundreds of them. There was actually so many cookies that came out of this amount of dough. Highly recommend. I would say this recipe is excellent. I will adjust the recipe so that the icing is thicker. I will also adjust the recipe so that you let your icing cool maybe in the fridge a little bit before you ice with it, or you can obviously just buy like icing sticks, which would be more precise, because mine definitely like spread a bit. It was too runny and too warm when I was making these. But as you've seen now, we have the skeletons, which I have to say I'm very happy with. I realized the first few ones I did, I didn't have like hip joints. So now we've got hip joints on our skeleton. Here's another one. This one's quite good, although he's like missing a foot here. So we've got the skeletons. Easier than you think. Well, the lines are very simple, aren't they? But I think simple but effective, personally. And then Cameron had no idea what these were, which may have hurt my feelings a little, but you know, I know what they are. Anyone know what this is before I have to tell you? It's supposed to be a mummy. I saw these on Pinterest, and admittedly when I looked back I was like, this looks exactly like the Pinterest ones. What are you talking about? And then I re-looked up the Pinterest picture and I was like, oh, okay. Okay, so it's doesn't look exactly like the Pinterest ones. Where is it? Let me get the screenshot. Okay, those ones I actually think it actually does look similar. Okay, I had 2 Pinterest pictures that I was using for inspo, and now I actually do think mine look, well, the whole group can rate and review. So we have Pinterest picture number 1, Pinterest picture number 2, and final result. Da, 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 da. You know, we're not crazy off base. Anyway, so that's what I made. I made mummies and skeletons, and more importantly, the actual biscuit is genuinely really nice. It properly tastes like a little chocolate biscuit. Not a cookie, a biscuit. Perfect for dipping in a cup. That's what I should have made. Perfect for dipping in a cup of tea. And I didn't make myself a cup of tea, I made myself a coffee. So biscuits, a success. I will of course pop my recipe in the description box. Other things I've been up to in the last couple of days. I went down to the New Forest to visit my sister who lives there. Oh, note to self, go visit your sister in the countryside more often. It's so nice around there. I just love the New Forest. I love the ponies. I love the donkeys and the sheep and the cows and everyone just roaming around being friends. Like, it's so satisfying seeing a cow, a donkey, a horse and a sheep just like all, and pigs and a pig, just like all chilling next to each other, just coexisting in the wild on these moors, and it's beautiful, and we just had the nicest time. I like vlogged some clips, but it was so nice to see her that I didn't really capture a full vlog's worth. So we will be going back so I can vlog it properly, because the hotel we stayed at was so lovely. I did actually take a whole bunch of pictures, even though I didn't vlog very well. I took a lot of photos. So I'm gonna start posting those on my Instagram over the next few days. If you don't follow me on Instagram, you can like see a little bit of our country getaway. That was so nice. And then the other thing that happened was, I don't know if any of you guys watch Dragon's Den, or for anyone in the States, I think, is it literally the same show? Is it Shark Tank? I think Shark Tank and Dragon's Den are like exactly the same concept. Anyway, Dragon's Den was on Thursday, and two of my like closest people, I want to say like best friends, but they're more like little sisters that I grew up with. Like our two families are best friends, and then we did all like our family holidays together and like see each other just all the time. And in each other's pockets, it's like two families. And Amelia and Lydia were on Dragon's Den, which is wild. If anyone that saw it and saw Amelia and Lydia on it, like, we are all cheering them on so much. Their business that they were pitching to the dragons, I won't spoil it. If you haven't actually watched the episode and you haven't seen it, then go watch it. But like, spoiler, it was good. And it was not a flop. It was never going to be a flop. I won't spoil like how good it was. Like, you have to like go watch it. They were always going to be so successful. Like, it's such a cool idea. The company's called Ivy, I-V-E-E, and I think the website is called like ivy.jobs. I'm not sure. I'll link the Instagram handle and I'll link the website. But basically, it's for anyone that has taken a career break and has left the workforce, that wants to rejoin the workforce. It's basically like a job platform, like a job board for opportunities for re-entering the workforce, and it also provides like training and upskilling. So if you've left the workforce and you've been out of work for 5 years and you want to rejoin the workforce because you like left to have children, not like maternity leave where you've still got a job to go back to, where you've like left, then there'd be like training modules on like what is AI, how should I use AI, or I think there's training modules on like CV writing and like interview prep. And this is not an ad, so like if I get any of these details slightly wrong, like don't come for me. But it's just such a good idea, and it actually came from their mum who left the workforce to like have her children and then wanted to re-enter the workforce and ended up having to go back to like a much worse paid job, even though she had all the qualifications, just because she'd been out of work for a while. And I think the business originally started thinking about women specifically who kind of get left behind when they leave the workforce, but now it's kind of just a job platform for everybody that gets left behind when they take a break. So if you know anyone that has like taken a break from work but like wants to re-enter and like doesn't know where to start and feels a bit kind of abandoned or lost in the whole job hunt thing, then go check out Ivy, or just like go follow them on Instagram, because we're cheering them on. So that's a long ramble about them. But you know, when your friends just do something really cool, like I said, this is so not an ad, it's just my friends doing something really cool and I'm super proud of them. So that was so fun to watch them on Dragon's Den, and they were also on BBC London News just before the episode went up as well. So there's been lots of that going on. It's been such a nice few days, such a fun week in general, and I feel like that is officially a wrap on this week's vlog. Cameron and I are officially going to spend the afternoon doing wedding stuff. We're going to go shopping. We need to hit up some antique shops because there's some stuff that we need for the wedding that we want some like vintage antique bits for, and we really need to find those, because until we find those, there's some other bits of the like prep that we can't do. But it's actually crazy now how close the wedding's getting, especially within my mind. I'm just like deleting December as a month because it's going to be Christmas and it's going to be crazy, and we've got some really cool trips coming up which I can't wait to take you on. So it's going to be an afternoon of wedding prep, which I'm so excited about. But thank you so much for watching. I will see you either later in the week for my bookish video over on my other channel, Ellen Reads, and if not, I will see you next week right here for another cozy vlog. As always, have the loveliest week, and I cannot wait to see you in the next one. Bye guys.